welcome to The After Effect. The After Effect is a program where we seek to share with you the life-altering changes that take place as a result of a worship experience here at the Center for Manifestation under the leadership of Apostle Mark T. Jones. In today's lesson, Humility 101, from the series entitled The Ministry of Helps, Apostle taught us the practical need for humility in every facet of our lives. Now here are a couple of our partners sharing the impact of today's message on their lives. Sister Fonda, thank you for coming on in and volunteering to share with us what impact this particular message today, Humility 101, had on you.
It was a great impact. Apostle Jones, he laid out the foundation so great as far as what humility actually was.
Right.
Being in church all of my life and being raised in traditional churches, we were under the impression that humility was you at a low point, being poor, looking like you just so humble. But he allowed us to understand, and thinking less of ourselves, but he allowed us to understand that you can think highly of yourself, but think of yourself less. So that was one of the main points that actually stood out to me.
Right. Okay, that's good. I like it. I know when he spoke about, like you said, thinking of yourself less, and in that position, was there anything personally? Was there any aspect of your life personally that you thought about and connected with?
I just gave myself an examination just to make sure and to see where I was. I never want to be into a place where I'm operating in pride. So the whole message was about self-examination. And so, it really did make me check myself. Okay, how much do I think of myself? And, when situations come and things not going right, am I looking at it a point as though it's not going the way I want it to go or what? So is it about me or is it really about kingdom work? So it made me do a self-examination.
I wanted to double back and talk to you a little bit about worship services because you are so active, and I love that. I mean, we definitely see you going in. What did you think about Outbreak today?
Oh, wow, worship service was absolutely awesome. The energy, the freedom, the liberty, and we know that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty, and there was captives. You could literally see people being set free. You could hear the chains that was falling. The energy that was in the place just really did a great thing. It took the service to another platform. And I believe it was absolutely awesome, and we will definitely strive to have a service set in that atmosphere every single service because the manifestations were taking place.
Absolutely. So now, do you think that worship at that level brings us to a place of understanding that humility is not something that we can get through prayer, but it is a decision?
It is.
Right?
It is humbling yourself. It takes a certain level of humility to even worship God in that level, to even just let yourself go. Because if you were dealing with pride, you can't let yourself go. But you let yourself go and just begin to bless the Lord with everything that is within you. It takes that humility to another level as well. Yeah.
And I do think him sharing and teaching on that today is really setting a lot of people free.
Yes,
so that they can reach those higher levels in worship.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now we have Sister Alfida who's here with us today. Thank you for being here. I want to talk a little bit about this message today, Humility 101. Was there anything in this message that stood out to you, that impacted you?
It's always a good message, always. But today, I used to sometimes think that the things I do when I do for people or just be a servant to people that it was for nothing, they didn't care. But the message today, it makes me realize that I'm being a servant, and even though I might feel humiliated from just doing certain things or whatever, it's all worth it.
Absolutely. I think this series overall, Ministry of Helps, is going to help all of us understand that what we have to share. I mean, that first message, servant overall, I think he's priming us and showing us that what we do, if we do it unto him, that's definitely the right attitude. In this message today, one of the things that I saw, or that I thought was huge, was that humility in action. Showing, just like you said, what it is that we do we can be humble and still do that, what humility looks like. What did you think about him saying that the highest level of God using you is to bring glory unto him? What did you think about that?
I thought it was amazing. I thought it was amazing when he said that, like, our going to work and paid was amazing. That was the least. And bringing glory to God was, the best of all things. Which I thought it's amazing. It's always amazing.
But it gives you a very different perspective on when you get up and go to work every day, right?
Yeah, really, right.
Right. That, God gave us that ability and all the gifts that we have to go there and to do that job, because we have to provide for our families. However, the greatest use of us is to bring him glory. And what I loved is that we can do that on our jobs, can't we?
Yeah.
I think that message today was very, applicable across the board in our lives every day, in our jobs. Assuming the lesser. Did you get that? Did you get that in today's message?
Yes.
Assuming the lesser role. Did that mean anything to you particularly, let's say with your job or with some of the acts of servitude that you do?
Yeah, as far as like at the workplace, I think I'm always, I try to be a person that always fall back and let whatever, in order for things to take its place, I always try not to jump to conclusions on what I think that what's supposed to be that might not be. So, I just, the service, I can't say that 1,000 times. They're always amazing to me. They always just a blessing to me.
Absolutely. But in that, what would you share with maybe someone who's planning to visit or is a first-time visitor here? What would you say to them?
I would say to them that they probably would join and be a partner. And Apostle and First Lady is amazing. The congregation is amazing. It's amazing.
Right. For such a big church, you still get that very individual feel here, right? So I just thank you, Sister Alfreda, for your time. Thank you for being with us today.